We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive, just so we could do that. There's no way we could stop now. But Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island. You should already know that we never choose to stay on this island.
Hey, hey!
So what are we gonna do? Can we start already?
But what are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
Even so.
Even so, I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building.
Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Hey, you're already going?
Jeez.
What is this idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
You obviously didn't think about anything.
Whoa.
Hey, you channeled your inner Nekomaru there, son.
Yeah. Damn. You got robot-y.
Oh. She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It will be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
alright!
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if anyone stops at a green light. Yeah. That's what they say.
Okay.
Who's they?
I don't know. I guess they're people. If we stopped at the green light, we'd never reach our goal.
Jeez. You're pathetic.
Akane already took off on her own. It might be faster we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, there's no more killing. There's no more killing. We don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore.
Then, let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I swear to God, if someone dies.
That would be hilarious.
Like,
Okay,
if
well,
someone dies, and then this is gonna be like, oh, we gotta figure out who the killer is, and we gotta figure out what's going on in the school, I'm like, alright. Stop.
With those brief words, Fuyuhiku left the gymnasium.
Excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonia took a deep bow and left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonia.
Miss Sonia.
Miss Sonia, please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone.
Kazuichi chased after Sonia, who just departed and left the gymnasium. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more. A bit more and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing I can do is advance towards that hope. Even though I don't understand and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening, for the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Okay, I got a poke. You guys like
Poke,
being on the
poke,
old
poke.
stomping grounds?
No. It's a lot of bad memories here.
You have pooped. Huh? That's weird. Is this all the way I walk through just to get to the gymnasium, but clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way we'll make it. This will make me back down. Can I get back
Oh,
to the
that
gym there?
Monokuma, what a rascal.
Damn it.
You'll probably go down there eventually.
Um,
That's alright. There's a strange feeling to it now. As if an invisible wall had been erected to limit our movements.
I am.
Boy, I wish I could, like, actually read your words without them glitching.
I know,
Is
right?
it just me?
It's funny how the text box is glitched too. I like how I'm getting pictures of Sonia's arm just like randomly around. Be cool if I
Huh?
could walk straight. Ew. Like that.
Ominous slimy hallway.
I know, ominous light slime. I guess I'm not allowed to go over here. That's great. Love that. Love that for us.
Well, yeah. Why would they let you show you where the cadavers are?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, apparently Makoto can strafe, or Hajime. Hajime can strafe like a boss. This doesn't even look like Hope's fucking peak. Where the fuck are we? I guess this is that one room. I just always walk this way. What? This is the dojo, right? Yeah. That's a thing.
Huh?
Is this a dojo? Full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it was a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope Speak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title lying out in the open like this?
Let's start with this history first. Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Reading manga is it manga? I think it's manga. Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. All right, cool.
So just as I thought Monokuma made this, it totally explains how suspicious it looks. I like the little hamster thing it's holding. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. Okay. That's a
Man,
little cat.
Hajime is just such a downer. Like, at least Makoto was just kind of like, oh, is this actually important? Huh, I guess I'll have to take a look at it. He's like, oh, I guess I'll take a look at it if it means I can get out of here.
Yeah, Hajime is kind of a bummer. I agree with you.
It's like, I understand when they're in a bummy place, but it's like, dude, get me so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a gosh, you're dead.
I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy history as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope to the nation's future, most of its alumni and key leaders are of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes that they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent, so they decide to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scours for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal facility was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department were quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applications. Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius. I did not see that because I was drooling all over myself. I got my front teeth fixed today, so I'm having a little bit of trouble talking. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. Yeah, Pepsi is love, Pepsi is life has ruined my front teeth, so no more Pepsi. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accompanying anything. The end. Okay.
Okay.
That's an abrupt end. That's also a really short manga. Huh. The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, 3 phases mention the end of this manga. The tragedy... What?
The tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy.
It looked like they were spelled different for a second, so that took me a little bit. The tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, yeah. I don't know why my brain just deep fried itself there. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names. I don't really know about the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
but hold on.
That's weird.
Now you're here again.
Ah, the thing that's weird is you, of course.
Eh?
Why'd you forget that you were part of the reserve department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? Bet you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too.
I mean, he's got a point. Hey, what do you want me to say?
By the way,
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of the Reserve Corps students.
I got it.
Or you only sealed those memories yourself.
Eh?
You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when the humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase memories of what happened. It happens pretty often, not that I know anything about that, though. Or are you saying it's... Oh.
Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on.
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a Reserve Corps student.
Damn it, what the heck? I got a bullet. Reserve department's been added to your truth bullet section. Okay.
Well, so the reserve department, it was like, oh, they're pretty much rich and paid their way in.
Pretty much, yeah. Like a fancy boarding school.
Because they also said in that manga that it's not just for talent people, it's also for researching their talent as well, or something.
Yeah, that the teachers were like researchers into talent, kind of.
Like maybe he could have been probably one of them, maybe.
Flush after yourself. But
Yeah,
yes.
flush.
Flush, you tiny bunny.
There's always a chance that he could probably be part of the people that they're researching his talent. Or maybe they didn't know if he had a talent. I don't know.
I get you.
Go ahead, Russell.
This hallway, it's kind of creepy.
No, it's not. You're just a pussy.
I can't go places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something.
Thank you for your brilliant comment.
Bro, I love seeing his eyeball up there just whooshing back and forth. We'll go back down the south.
Still can't go. No, I
Oh,
was
the door
just,
just open on the way.
yeah, I wasn't sure if it was open or not. Because I don't remember much from this, to be honest. So I'm like, I don't know where to go exactly.
Okay, can you go down further past the dojo?
That just takes us around this circle. I was just in.
There's not a hallway straight down.
Do I have to go in one of the classrooms, probably? Yeah. B?
I thought they were both guarded, though.
No, the 5A
oh.
isn't. Yep, that's what I wanted. There's a book here.
More manga.
This is another manga. It's lying on top of the desk. This one is. Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope Sweet Academy, huh?
Okay.
Wasn't The Tragedy of Hope Sweet Academy mentioned that other manga too? It's why Hope Sweet Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little bit more about the incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope Sweet Academy. The store made a heavy use of outdated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope Sweet Academy occurred at Hope Sweet Academy. A key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all the resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. Izuru, who was known as the symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. How do you cover up the death of 13 people?
Very carefully.
Very
Money?
carefully. I mean, yeah. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fire of the Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is entirely the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa 0.
Ha!
Yeah. So, we'll read that. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. Yeah, I believe that's what 0 is about, is the actual tragedy. But obviously, like we discussed, it spoiled something that kind of would ruin it a little bit, and here it ruins like a major thing, so we just skipped it, and we're gonna do it probably after this. So, we'll figure it out, okay?
Okay. What irony! For a genius knows the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A town like this is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bar of gold.
Okay.
You should see. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. All right.
Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope? Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope, but for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department.
Hey, buddy, give me a talent.
Give me a talent, you murderous fiend. That's right, the reserve department. Here, I said that the Reserve Corps students in the reserve department began uprising. And what about me? Was I a participant? Did I uprise? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Oh, Izuru. Tragedy of Hope's Peak has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? I wonder. This
Definitely couldn't be a certain hand lady.
I know, right? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. This mysteries just keep piling up. Okay, we can leave now. Found our book. Where can I go now? Let me make sure I can. Oh. They opened this one up yet? Yeah, I'm allowed to go in now.
Raw.
Raw.
Next week on Raw SmackDown.
All right. It's not Raw SmackDown. It's either Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. It's not Raw SmackDown.
I see him.
Or smacking it raw.
Oh, we're smacking it raw. Okay, sure, whatever. What the hell is with this room? It's so freaking cold in here. There's a Monokuma under the table. It's like a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might unfreezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. I'm gonna poke this. Fine. I know, I can't get them all, but I still want it.
Man, I have to get out of here. Oh, man, hopefully I don't have to read a book and stay in here and read this.
I should just leave with the book. Monokuma will be like, hey! There's another There's another Monokuma. There's another manga just lying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. It's like they wanted me to read these in a certain order. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just, what was that incident really all about? I might turn out to be something lame. I don't know, that lady doesn't look like it's something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right.
Lady, your eye all wonky.
Like the shading's weird. It's like too heavy on the one side. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself was that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with a sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve course students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and because people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world.
Damn it, Reddit.
Damn it, Reddit. And when the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain anomalies soon came to light. But then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. What?
Destroy the wontons! I believe it's wanton.
Wanton destruction became their only goal. Okay.
Destroy the wontons!
All the wontons. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. And soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear. As if the area was regressing into more uncivilized times, the senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair became spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world, a war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. War. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How would a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy. A group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of the society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. With this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest and my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is definitely all made up. Okay, I'm in denial.
Yeah, it's all made up.
I'm in denial. I mean, if this really is true, then what's happening to the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequented, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant.
Not
what
my
happened to
local
them?
7-Eleven.
I know, right? I'm like, dude, you're worried about the convenience store?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you?
Very. Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy.
Enough. What is this messed up manga?
I thought you obviously knew about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, Bright. For you not to remember that? Such despair? That's the Future Foundation fault through. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains.
This incident really happened, then I actually forgot about it. There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning.
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally getting to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabba Rock Island or stay here.
He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Not giant murder teddy bears.
You just hear off in the distance. Oh.
Perhaps no, that's definitely it. Tragedy has been added to your truth bullet section of your handbook. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is the Ultimate Despair group? They're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. Plus, if they're known as the Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit, I need to get out of here. Like, dude, you should have just walked outside earlier, and then talked to Monokuma. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Like, there's bodies in here, man. Whew, that was close, I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Okay, I don't know, probably
The other classroom?
yeah, the other classroom is still gated off, so we can... that one. The goodies? Oh, it's you. That's not a goodie. Nah, I should ignore him. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him.
Oh my god!
Jeez.
When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder... Oh.
I wonder why. Does he have pupils? Like, how's he glancing at you?
Hey, it's gonna be shitty either way.
Damn right.
Damn right! So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot.
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, come on, Reserve Corps.
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there was another thing I need to tell you on this floor,
That'd
but
be
I
hilarious.
also take a nice, stinky, steamy dumpy here.
Okay, but that'd be hilarious if you were just like, what are you doing here? He's like, I work here! What are you doing here?
I got more drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you about for telling you by word of mouth?
Sure. But I like the pictures. You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me? If Monokuma didn't babble the way he babbles, this game would be like 5 hours shorter. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And come join me again. Bye!